2019. There was one packet this evening. First is our tentative agenda for this evening. Next is our minutes from the previous month's meeting. Any questions or corrections on these minutes?
Nope.
No, thank you. Moving forward. Next is the engineer's report, which we'll get to shortly. Next is our code and zoning report from Mr. Ivancic. Any questions for Mr. Ivancic while we're here? Thank you. Next is our list of finances put together by Bob. Segregated as always for capital, sewage, liquid fuels, and general fund. Are any questions on any of these bills? Thank you. Next is a new signature part. Is that for me?
No, that's for the CD.
Okay, this is for the CD. It's on the agenda for the CD. Next is our manager's update from Bob, which we've all had already and reviewed. Any questions from Mr. Valama while we're here? All right. Next is our profit and loss and our budget report put together by Mr. Valama as well. We've already seen. Any questions on any of these? Thank you. Next is our tentative resolution put together from Mr. Stark tonight involving the property from PennDOT. Is there anything you want to say about it, Mr. Stark?
Just that this resolution is intended to recognize the fact that Old Brightenstein Road was vacated and abandoned by the state of Pennsylvania, and that resulted in the township owning that property. And we needed to clarify that in order to construct the proposed salt shed that the township is looking to build there. So that's what this resolution is intended to do, is to clarify that the township in fact owns the ground upon which that will be constructed.
Thank you, Mr. Stark.
You're welcome.
And I missed two things that were connected to the engineer's report. I'm sorry. We have a road department report put together from Mr. Presto. Any questions for Frank? And we also have the police department report, and there is none here. There's no questions for Bob. And the only other thing I have is a thank you note from the Average Fireworks Committee. I'd like to thank Montgomery Township Commissioners for their wonderful monetary donation to the Average Fireworks. Without your support, it wouldn't be possible. Hope to see you there. And that's all I have this evening. Mr. Stark, do you have anything else for us this evening?
No, sir, I do not.
Thank you. Any questions for Mr. Stark? Not moving forward. Thank you, Rick. Mr. Sear, it's your turn.
All right, thanks. You should have a copy of my monthly report. Item number 1 is your 2018 road program, which we did last year. We met with the contractor, marked out limits of work, tried to get all our ducks in a row, and they are ready to start with the 2-inch resurfaces down on Keystone, Harmony, and Beaver this coming Monday.
Very good.
Did a lot of back and forth between me and Bob and Frank, trying to get these guys ready to go, make sure they're doing what we need them to do, and looks like things are going to work out for us. So probably won't take them long to do that job. I imagine a couple weeks.
That's fabulous.
The 8th Street Hall of Storm Sewer, still add the sanitary to that. Should have that ready to bid certainly before our next meeting. Your 2019 road program, which is labeled 4, but should be 3. Do that again. Bob, I'll have a bid add to you for that first thing tomorrow morning. We can get that in the paper. My plan is to open bids on that the Thursday before our next meeting, so that gives me Friday to review all the bids and evaluate them and get your recommendation, and my plan is to have you award that at the next meeting.
That'd be good. Thank you.
The other items, villas at Harmony Ridge has no change from last year. Still haven't had any contact with them from changing their engineer or moving forward as far as the senior home development. And item number 6, which should be number 5, was additional roads in the Columbia Gas Work area. We actually met with them this morning, me, Bob, Frank, and a bunch of their people. Basically, I was just trying to get a firm grip on what roads they were going to be working on, and what roads they were actually going to be opening up with excavation, which, they can anticipate that could change. Ultimately, that'll be determined when they actually open up the roads. Talked about the timing me preparing a project to put out for bid and what their share cost would be, and basically just working all that out. And I don't want to say too much more about it because I'm sure Bob has some stuff to discuss with the board about that. And that's about all I have for you this month.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Any questions for Chris? Again, thank you, Chris. Mr. Payne, do you have anything this evening?
Nope.
Thank you, Mr. Kukowski.
I have nothing.
Thank you, sir. Paula?
Nothing?
Mr. Gunther?
Nothing.
I don't have anything either. Mr. Vallow, it's your turn.
You have received my reports and the financial statements that we have generated as a result through March. I'll be sending the commissioners another report on an analysis of that later. I want to thank Paula because right now the majority of our real estate tax revenue is in, and we wait for the county to generate its delinquent tax collection activities, and that's all I have.
Thank you. Any questions for Bob? All right, at this time, anybody in the audience have anything for our work sessions? Yes, ma'am, please state your name.
Hi, Mary Jane McAdams. I just wanted to ask if we could use the building for the elections coming up on May 21st, Tuesday, May 21st.
Absolutely.
Okay, great,
No
thank
problem.
you.
Thank you. Any other questions for our work session? If not, this board will take a quick recess and our regular meeting will begin very shortly. April 17th, 2019. We'll begin with a flag salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We'll begin with a roll call. Mr. Gunther? Present. Mr. Cermak is absent. Paula?
Present.
Eddie is absent as well. Mr. Seer?
Here.
Mr. Kukowski? Here. Mr. Payne? Here. Mr. Stark?
Here.
Mr. Vallow?
Here?
And Mr. Angus is present as well. Those of you following along, do they have any to follow along with tonight?
That's my fault, I'm sorry.
Yeah, we're gonna have to hold on. You guys don't have a copy of the agenda. And that's because Hetty's absent, so Bob will get a copy to you guys so you can review it. Sorry, Bob.
That's okay.
I don't need one. You got one.
I'll share.
Thank you. Yeah, you did good. Well, I got 40 balls taken out. They'll be in the workshop. Yeah, but I got to make sure one see 25 or 60. The sign's big. The sign's 70 something, 270. I didn't want to leave it until the walk up to special. Especially the last two balls.
I like the one on the side.
That looks good. You did a nice job. What do you think? You want flames on your fence? Okay.
Just black.
We'll give you all a few minutes to review.
You need 40. There's $5 grand that I want to give to you. For clients. But that's because we have a group that had it. This is $5 grand, so I'm going to give it to the township. And I said, if they start building like that, but everybody, all the members, were so afraid of it, they're going to start pumping it.
And the resolution.
Right.
It was the Building and Grounds Committee.
Oh, yeah, that's it. Okay, we ready? All right, guys. All right, number one, approval of the March 20th, 2019 meeting minutes. I need a motion.
I'll make a motion.
Mr. Payne, Mr. Gunther, second. All in favor? Motion carried. Number two, approval of the code, road, police, and sewage reports. I need a motion.
I'll make the motion.
Mr. Kokoski, second.
I'll second.
Mr. Gunther, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Number three, approval of the accounts payable for the month of April 2019. It's a recommendation of the Finance Committee to approve the accounts payable in a total of $222,361. General fund, $63,963. Liquid fuels, $5,319.73. Sewage fund, $140,421.16. Police pension fund, $422.63, and the capital road improvement fund, $12,234.49. I need a motion.
I make the motion.
Second?
Second.
Mr. Payne, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Number four, approval of the tax collector and treasurer's report. I need a motion.
I'll make the motion.
Second?
Second.
Mr. Kokoski, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. All right, now, under new business, are there any questions under new business before we begin? Only on new business at this time. All right, if not, we're going to do a consent agenda. What a consent agenda is, all except the roll call vote will be done at once, except the letters A, B, C, H, and J. So at this time, I would like a consent agenda for D, E, F, G, I, K, and L. I need a motion.
I just had to read it. I'll make a motion.
Yeah, me too.
Should have already read it.
Well, you know, the letters.
You make a motion?
Make a motion.
Second?
I'll second.
Mr. Gunther, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. All right, A, the Finance Committee recommends authorizing a 6-month CD from the First National Bank for the principal amount of $125,000 from the sewer and municipal money market. The CD will mature October 2019 and will earn interest at the rate of 2.3296. I need a motion.
I'll make the motion.
Mr. Gunther, second.
Second.
Mr. Kokoski, roll call vote. Mr. Gunther.
Yes.
Mr. Kokoski.
Yes.
Mr. Payne.
Yes.
Mr. Angus is yes as well. B, the Public Safety Committee recommends that the motion of March 29, 19, to accept the proposal from the Baden Volunteer Fire Department for the purchase of the Township 2014 Ford Interceptor be rescinded. I need a motion.
I'll make the motion.
Second,
Second.
roll call, Mr. Gunther.
Yes.
Mr. Kokoski.
Yes.
Mr. Payne?
Yes.
Mr. Angus is yes as well. C, the Public Safety Committee recommends the approval of the intergovernmental sale of the 2014 Ford Interceptor to Baden Volunteer Fire Department for $10,500. I need a motion.
I'll make the motion.
Second,
I'll second.
roll call vote, Mr. Gunther?
Yes.
Mr. Kukowski?
Yes.
Mr. Payne?
Yes.
Mr. Angus is yes as well. H, the Building and Grounds Committee recommends the appointment of T-Squared Site Services, the consulting engineer design professional for the Public Works Addition at 2801 Woodland Road for a cost not to exceed $6,210 for engineering and drafting services. The cost of the survey will be paid by the township. All costs to be paid from the 2018 GEO bond issue series. I need a motion.
I make the motion.
Second,
Second.
Mr. Payne, roll call vote, Mr. Gunther.
Yes.
Mr. Kukowski?
Yes.
Mr. Payne?
Yes.
Mr. Angus is yes as well. All right, J, the Building and Grounds Committee authorizes S&S Concrete to install the footer at the Public Works Garage addition for the amount not to exceed $475 to be paid from the 2018 GEO Bond Series Fund. I need a motion.
I'll second it. You make it.
Mr. Kukowski first, Mr. Gunther second. Roll call vote, Mr. Gunther.
Yes.
Mr. Kukowski?
Yes.
Mr. Payne?
Yes.
Mr. Angus is yes as well. Does anybody else have anything for us this evening? If not, Mr. Stark, do you have anything else?
No, sir.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Payne?
Nope.
Mr. Kukowski?
I have nothing.
Mr. Seer?
No, sir.
Paula?
I did file the 2018 liens
Okay.
Monday, actually. So the county does have those to collect, and finalized it today because we had a little computer glitch that I had to get the disc down to them once we got it straightened out. But that's all done. Slightly less than last year, which is a good thing. Not a lot, but slightly.
Good, thank you. Mr. Gunther?
Nothing.
Mr. Valella?
Nothing.
Mr. Angus has nothing either. If that's it, nobody else has anything for us this evening, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I make the motion.
Second?
Second.
Good night, everyone.